Hi and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim. I upload new videos every week all about running. Hey, if you want to skip ahead to the part of the video that you want to watch the most, I've made it pretty easy for you. All you got to do is open the description and you'll see that I have chapters laid out. Click on the timestamp for the topic that you want to watch and it'll take you right there. Today, I'm taking a look at a brand new shoe from Skechers. It's their Go Run Razor Plus. Now, this shoe just came out in September. Earlier this year, Skechers released their Go Run Razor 3 Hyper Burst shoe. And this is an updated version of that. I'm going to take it out at my state park for a run. And then when I get back, we'll take a close look at this shoe to see if it might be right for you. So this shoe costs $135 US. It's a neutral road shoe that ran true to size for me. Now the stated weight for this shoe on Skechers' website is 6.5 ounces for a men's size 9, which is what I wear. I put it on my scales and they came in at 6.8 ounces or 195 grams. You know, one of the reasons I've been so excited to review this shoe is because of just how lightweight it is. So let's dive in and we'll take an in-depth look at this shoe to see exactly how they were able to accomplish it. I'm going to start with the upper. It's a mono mesh polyester knit upper. It's both lightweight and breathable. It's translucent. So if you hold it up to the light, you can see right through it. So it allows a lot of airflow. I kept my feet very cool out on the run, very comfortable that way. I did have one area that was a little bit concerning to me, and it's a little bit narrow of a toe box, and I felt like my pinky toe might have been curled under just a little bit. Also, they kept this upper stripped down. You'll see that there aren't any plastic overlays with the exception of the Skechers logo back by the heel. Now the upper reminds me very much of a racing shoe. You know, it's stripped down, it's minimalistic. They didn't add anything more than they really needed to. But let's take a look at the eyelet chain. Now this is one area where they did have to add a little bit of a plastic overlay around those eyelets simply to give it some durability so your laces aren't ripping through. And so that you can get a good lockdown feeling with that upper across your midfoot area. And you can see those plastic overlays both on the outside as well as on the inside cage of that eyelet chain. Looking at the tongue of the shoe now, it does a good job. I didn't have any issues with it migrating around, but this tongue is thin. It's pretty much paper thin. Again, this shoe is modeled after or styled in the fashion of a racing shoe, so they didn't add anything more than they absolutely needed. But I found it to be comfortable. It laid flat on my foot. It's not gusseted, but again, I didn't have any issues with it migrating, so I think they did a good job here. Looking at the padding around the heel collar as well as the tab of the shoe, it's a pretty traditional style of padding for a running shoe. It was more than adequate. I felt very comfortable out on my run. Also, you'll notice that they have a slight notch in that heel tab area for your Achilles, and that was comfortable. Looking at the heel counter of the shoe, they have a pretty good amount of material around the heel counter that gives it some stability, and that's really appreciated for someone like myself who tends to overpronate. It's nice to have a little bit of structure in that heel counter area. Again, just adds to the stability of the shoe and to the overall comfort. Now with the heel counter the way that it is, also the kind of pocket that's created by that padding around the collar as well as the tab of the shoe, I felt like it had a nice heel cup for my heel to set in. I didn't have any issues with my heel slipping around. In fact, it felt pretty fantastic. One note that I did want to make is I noticed on their website, now this is Skechers' website, they state that it has a removable insole for a custom fit. Now, I can't agree with that. I do enjoy having a removable insole whenever possible, simply because I think it makes it convenient to keep your shoes clean. You pull them out when they get dirty, wash and put them back. But mine is glued in there, and there is no way that that is going to come out easily without ripping that sock liner or that insole. So I can't agree with their website that it's a removable insole for a custom fit because I can't get mine out. Now let's take a look at the midsole of this shoe, and they use their Hyper Burst foam for their midsole. They have 28 millimeter stack height in the heel and a 24 millimeter stack height in the forefoot for a 4 millimeter offset from your heel to your toe. And it feels terrific. This is a highly cushioned shoe. I've been in shoes with a lot higher stack height in the heel and the forefoot, 30 plus millimeters. And they didn't feel nearly as comfortable or as soft underfoot as this Hyper Burst material does. So it's the real deal. And they constructed that midsole in such a fashion that they call it M-strike. Now that's to promote a mid-foot strike to make your gait cycle more efficient. And I loved it. I'm a mid-foot striker usually, and it felt great to me. I felt like I was being helped through my gait cycle. Sometimes you get into a shoe and it feels more like you're kind of pedaling a bike, how smooth that is as you roll through your gait cycle, from your foot strike. It just felt all the way through my toe off. What a fantastic feeling. I'm really impressed with the midsole on this shoe. It's ultra lightweight, which is one of the ways that they were able to keep this shoe under 7 ounces. So again, remember, for a men's size 9 for me, on my scale, it came in at 6.8 ounces. And one of the ways they were able to do that is to use this lightweight material, their Hyper Burst foam, in their midsole. It's also very responsive. I felt like I was getting a lot of energy return with every foot strike all the way through my gait cycle. Now let's flip the shoe over and we'll take a look at the outsole and just how exactly are they protecting or giving some durability to that Hyper Burst foam that they're using that's so soft and highly cushioned. They put a thin layer of GoodYear rubber and they pretty much covered all of that Hyper Burst foam with that GoodYear rubber. And with the exception of, they do have that bit of a cutout around that midfoot of the shoe that adds some bounce to it, giving you a little extra energy through your foot strike and your gait cycle. But just to give you an idea just how cushioned that midsole is, I don't know if you noticed or not, but in that run sequence that I showed at the beginning of the video, I had gotten a rock that got stuck in that little bit of a cutout there, but I didn't know it. I never felt it. So it is highly cushioned and very soft underfoot. So I was impressed with that. But I'm also impressed with the amount of rubber that they have on the outsole. I think it's going to give this shoe a good amount of durability. I think it's going to last. Overall, I'm really impressed with the performance of this shoe. It's durable enough that you can use it as a daily trainer. It's got all of that GoodYear rubber that helps protect that Hyper Burst midsole material. And, it's very responsive, for a shoe that has so much cushion and so soft underfoot. I felt like it was super responsive. So it's not only a shoe that you can daily train in, I wouldn't have any issue at all picking this shoe up on race day. It's very quick underfoot and very nimble. I really enjoyed running in it. And I'm looking forward to putting a lot more miles in this shoe over time. Hey, I also enjoyed making this video for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give it a thumbs up. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.